Derwin Lam is a fabricator that creates stunning custom designs. Do you want to see some of his fabrication, some of his products, and do you want to hear about his entrepreneurial story? Watch this business talk. Derwin, I'd like to start with the question about the trigger to become a custom fabricator.
The trigger came from me, I think, just in the hobbies of wanting to make furniture in my spare time, and then the desire to, well, let's just see if we can make this our living, doing what I love and what I'm passionate about 100%. If I can turn that into a way that I can live my life, that'd be great.
And this was then the motivation for you to start becoming an entrepreneur?
Yeah. So, I mean, I worked in the building industry primarily, with a few different roles in that. But, sometimes it's the negatives of those that drive you to want to do things better and do it your own way. And in my case, kind of step sideways out of the whole industry to do furniture, but wasn't too far away from it. So that desire to do that, and the fact that I was 40 years old and I didn't want to get to 50 or 60 and wonder what if I'd had a go at it. What could have happened? What if? I didn't want to be asking those questions.
And you started where exactly with your business?
We started out of our shed at home, which should have, stiff wind would have blown it over, it had leaked and all that sort of stuff. And to the point where I sold that house to fund what we're doing now.
Taking a big risk.
Yeah, bet on myself.
Bet on yourself, invest in yourself.
Yeah, totally. So, we did that 5 years ago, and that paid for rent for a year on a big factory, and not much after that. So bought a few tools with it, and then just worked hard.
So what is exactly the products that you are fabricating?
Now we do all metal work. We started out doing timber work and a little bit of steel work and some aluminium, and now our main core of our business is custom metal fabrication and all types of metals: aluminium, brass, stainless steel, steel, a little bit of structural stuff, but mainly architectural componentry and things like that. But a wide range of things. We're across 3 industries, so we still do furniture. It's all custom design, nothing off the shelf. Within the building industry with architectural componentry, and also in the art and gallery world, we do a lot of sculptures and commissioned by artists to help create their work.
Really? Yeah. Fantastic. So this is probably the reason also why your business name is called Custom Industrial. Is this correct?
Yeah, well, I always look, my previous business name to that was Pro Finish Industries. So I had that from when I was like 20 years old, and I just thought it sounded like I was a big company and it was just me. But Custom Industrial, it's primarily just custom work, and we did do a lot of industrial style furniture when we started out. So that's where it sort of led to, but it's an individual name, but it's a bit generic too. So it's it's comfortable, I guess.
What makes it special, Custom Industrial?
Well, we do anything. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. We have that attitude 100%, that if you can draw it, we can make it.
So it's quite a unique service that you provide.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
Unique in here in Victoria, or?
Yeah, look, we're based in Melbourne, in Victoria, but it doesn't matter. As a community, we're so global now. We can ship anything. It's just how much it costs to ship it or how awkward logistics are. But designers and architects are coming to us out of Sydney and Brisbane and stuff. So it's nice to, we're pretty connected nowadays, and as long as you've got good communication, where you are doesn't matter. It's what you're doing and how you're doing it.
How do they find you?
A lot of our work comes via Instagram. So we are a detail-focused company, so where all the details matter, and that's, Instagram's a good platform for that, because it's, picture-based, and, it's, we post some good photos and it gets a lot of interest, and I think how we go about it too.
Do you also use your business network to attract new customers? Do you have like a B2B network?
We do sort of via word of mouth. I guess, and being known sort of now in the industry. So a lot of that happens. So we get good relationships with some builders and architects, and then they get recommended other people to us. So that's how our business to business works at the moment.
Fantastic. And do you regard these builders as basically your complementers, company complementers?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we work very close with them, and one doesn't work without the other. So that's pretty good too. We can learn off each other in so many different things, different levels of the business as well. So,
do you think your company would be a good complementer for other companies in other industries?
Yeah, it's a good question for sure. Obviously, it depends on the industry, but I think at the core, a lot of people forget that you're in the service industry primarily first. So once you get your head around that, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's just an extension of who you are. So, and the materials you're using. So, definitely other industries and other businesses can help each other all the time. It doesn't have to be a direct swap, material thing for material thing either. It can be, you're operating that way. That's interesting. We might be able to apply part of how you go about that system to what we're doing. So, yeah, totally.
But I believe it's also important for you to know that the other companies that you work with, they share a little bit the same values that you have as a company.
Yeah, for sure.
What values do you have as a company?
We just have the attitude, and a good sort of asset for us is that, it's our quality of work and our attention to detail and seeing a job through to the end. So understanding the client's vision and the client's goal, and we always set that as our end goal. So otherwise you run a risk of, you forget that you're working for them, you're servicing them. So, we always set our client's goal as our goal and ask the right questions to get a good understanding of that job, so that we don't lose sight of that. Otherwise, that keeps the passion going.
In what market segments are they? Are these more like private customers, or are these also commercial customers that come to you?
A mixture of both. More commercial, but in a private way, if that makes sense. Big commercial stuff, we do a little bit of it, but it's not where we prefer to be. Architects and designers, interior designers, and creators come to us, and also artists. Sometimes they get commercial commissions, and we might be able to help them with that. And a lot of the furniture might come more private sort of commissions. So they come to us because they like what we can do, or bring a design. So, yeah.
Let's discuss a little bit about the professional complementers, those individuals that have certain skills that bring businesses forward. Do you see as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, that you can still have some support from some professional complementers?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. It's if you think you don't need help to do something, then you probably got your head in the sand a little bit, because we all need help from time to time, and whether it's business advice, mentorship, or just to talk about some details of how you could solve a problem that you're having. So definitely.
Yeah, it's always good to have this sort of network with professionals.
Yeah, we're all in this together, and it's nice to, no one ever did anything significant on their own, I don't think either. So,
yeah. With your experience that you have now as an entrepreneur, and I believe it's now 4 or 5 years that you have been running this business, is this correct?
Correct.
You collected a lot of experience. What was the biggest challenge over this time?
It's hard to pinpoint it to one big challenge, because lots of little challenges added up can make your head explode some days, and that's the big challenge, is keeping ahead of and across all the little challenges that pop up. But I think with most businesses, it's cash flow primarily is the biggest challenge. And once that's happening and is going in the direction that you want it to go in, and it's all good, then everything else can sort of build off that. So that's very important with any business, I think. And it's just not giving up too. That's the biggest challenge, because there's been several times I've wanted to just shut up shop and go and get a job somewhere else because that's the easy option, and there'd be a lot less stress. But I think about those things. Those thoughts don't last too long anymore. They used to a couple of years ago. I was pretty close to shutting the doors, and I'd had enough. Enough of the demands of keep having to get up every day to chase down what I loved. But pushed through that, and now I'm in a point where it's good. It's good in that way. I'm glad I pushed through that hard time, and now the business is in a good point where it's all flowing, and the right jobs are coming to us, and we're just putting out the great work. So,
what general advice can you give to other entrepreneurs?
It might sound a bit common, but believe in yourself. If you know what you're got is worthwhile and worth pursuing and worth sharing, then keep at it. And don't waver from that.
Yeah.
Explore all possibilities, but keep your direction focused on what you want it to achieve. And it might take a number of years for it to happen, but don't lose faith in that.
Yeah.
And just your own integrity as well, and stand by. Sometimes I've been not wanting to do jobs because they're not aligned with my inner purpose, or they're not. They might be quick, easy money jobs to do, but they might be morally not great for whatever reason. So, sticking your integrity is everything. As soon as you compromise that, then you compromise other areas. So, sticking to your guns in that respect is a hard thing to do some days when you've got to pay the bills and things like that. So that's tough. But by rejecting something that's not in line with you, you're making room for something else to come into its place that's in line with what you want. So,
fantastic.
That's the hard part, the discipline, I think. It doesn't always work. But
Well, it looks like it's working for you now, which is great. Thank you so much for being a guest and sharing your knowledge with me and with our audience. Really appreciate that.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it too.
Derwin is a member of our Business Hub. If you want to hear more about Custom Industrial and about Derwin's experience as an entrepreneur, go to proactivehub.com. This was another business talk provided by Proactive Hub. My name is Silvano. Thank you for watching.